Hello my fellow dragons and welcome back to my channel where the dragons gather. Today we are gathering to see me make the build for my next playthrough. So I think it's going to be fairly obvious what the playthrough is going to be, but if you want to hazard a guess as to what I am planning, then feel free to leave a comment telling me what you think it is. So this build that I'm making now took me an hour. Originally there was a different build in place of this one. It had a smaller footprint but went over more stories, and I didn't like it in the end, and it cost me quite a lot of simoleons to go that high. So I think I had overall less space even though it was over more stories, if that makes sense. You will also see that I have used quite a few budget versions of things for this particular build. Once my Sims have got jobs, I will see about putting more personality in, maybe expanding the lot, putting some more stuff in. At the moment, it's all very generic, but that's all I had the money for. I didn't want to cheat the money on this one. Normally, when I'm doing like a big castle like I did at Leaves, I don't have any qualms about how much money I need to spend. It's a castle, it's going to be opulent. These people have money. Or at least in case she was stealing the money from the royal family, or, you know, technically she could have magicked her own up, I guess. Never really thought that. Anyway, the fact is, at least castle tower thing, she had money. These people don't necessarily have money, and sometimes it's good to do a budget build. So this is what this is. Like I said, once they've got some more money, I probably will do more to it, give them some more personality, give them some more space. But for now, this is what we're working with. And I think sometimes this sort of thing is a good challenge for me to play with because it is smaller, there's less for them to keep themselves entertained. It means that I have to think more about how I play with each sim. Normally, to give personality to a room, I would have a different layout, or I would pick a particular piece of artwork or a plant, or have a particular hobby associated with that room. Unfortunately, I didn't really have the budget for that, so they are unfortunately going to have to share quite a bit. And because I was working with such a limited budget, the only personality I could give to these rooms was to make them different colours. I did try to check the cost of each thing before I used it because I didn't want one sim to be taking up the entire budget. And I had to be pretty careful because I had previously, this was like my third attempt. Because on my second attempt, I ran out of money before I'd finished doing any of the rooms because the build was too big. This is what I mean. I don't normally work with a budget when I play, so this was quite a challenge for me, trying to find something that looked good while also not using up too much money. I'm kind of pleased with how it turned out. I'm a little bit shocked with that because I didn't think I'd like it as much as I did. And in a little bit, you'll see that I even had enough budget left over. Here we go, to make the bathrooms. I was going to give individual bathrooms to each sim, and I still had the budget, and I could have done that. But in the end, I kind of decided that them having to share one bathroom between two of them, that was fine. I just didn't want two bathrooms between 8 bedrooms because that just seemed like it was kind of pushing the limits of what I could get away with. Because now all my Sims will need to do it at the same time, and I don't want any of my Sims peeing themselves. It's embarrassing for them, and it makes them very difficult to play with after that. So after this, I was freaking around with the roof because I was trying to work out how to set it up in just the right way. Because when I make these layouts, I never think, oh, I'm gonna have to put a roof in at some point. I end up leaving this overhang. It's because it's useful. I usually put things underneath the roof that would normally get hit by lightning. It's really useful to put them underneath there, so like gym equipment, stuff like that. Or like a chess table, then it doesn't get damaged by a thunderstorm and your Sims can still use it. I use that cheat quite a lot when I do like technically tiny homes, where I'll use the half wall trick and the extended roof trick so that they have more space to play in, even though it's technically a tiny home. And yeah, again, I'm using foliage to break down the boundaries. Again, I like going over the line slightly because I think it breaks down the boundaries and makes it look like the lot's a lot bigger than it is, and it looks less square that way. I also, again, try to match the foliage with what was already in the local area because I always think that works well, which is why I've got those ferns, because they kind of remind me of the ferns on the edges of the lot. Because then again, it feels like it actually fits into that world. And I don't always have stuff that matches, I think, because I'm just missing so many packs. Because I don't buy everything that The Sims 4 makes, I only buy the ones that really interest me, which is why I don't have every pack, and it's why I don't have every kit, because they just don't interest me as much. So I don't have the pets one, for example, not because I do actually like animals, but I don't have that one because it makes me sad. So that's why I don't have cats and dogs. But I do have small pets because that was free. Anyway, so that's why I don't necessarily have the right foliage, because it's probably in a pack I don't have. And if I don't have access to it, I can't use it. And then suddenly this became a challenge to use up every penny, because suddenly I decided that was the challenge. So suddenly I was desperate to use up every single simoleon I ever had in my life. I did try the terrain paint thing, but as you can see, I changed it out for these tiles. I use them quite often as like a paving slabs to make the walkway. It's a trick I use all the time. I quite like them. I think they look really good. And then a couple of stones left over. That was the last of my money, and that was it. I used it all up, and there was nothing else left. And that's it. That's the build. I hope you enjoyed. So, thank you so much, my fair dragons. I hope you enjoyed the build, and I really hope you enjoyed my rambling explanation. And I hope to see you in the video where I actually use this as a playthrough. So, if you like this video, then feel free to come back and watch me play in this house. And hopefully the next video should be up shortly. It might take me a bit longer because I've got something planned for how I'm going to do it, which is going to take me a bit longer because it took me 3 hours the other day and it still wasn't right, so I've got to redo it. But it will be up in a couple of weeks, hopefully, or hopefully next week. Anyway, I hope you rejoin me for that one, my fair dragons, and if not, fair enough. But if you do, take care, my fair dragons, and I will see you in that video. And if you don't come back, then take care, my fair dragons, and I'll see you perhaps in a different video. Take care, my loves. Bye bye.